I was at a party with a friend who has Alexa, and I was like, if I said, Alexa, buy me a house, he's like, Alexa, don't do anything. Stop, Alexa, don't listen to that guy. So number one is, there's a lot of sloppy usage when we talk about what we mean by moral dilemmas, and this is a problem. Sometimes we just mean valenced choices, where valence just means it's a choice that's got some emotional, it's difficult motivationally for us, or it's laden with emotion. When my wife and I had to put down our dog, who was 15 years old, Murphy was a great dog. There was no difficulty to that decision as a moral decision. It would have been cruel not to put Murphy down at the time that we did put him down, but it was a very emotionally difficult decision, and one that we sort of had to live with for a while, but there was no dilemma. I mean, look, there are certain things you get for free when you have a machine that's interacting with people, and it's like, well, look, we're squishy meat creatures, so don't bump into us hard, and so it doesn't need to have a representation of our squishiness and what happens to us. You just have to design it so it doesn't bump into us. But as we interact with robots in more complex ways, then part of the question is, can we build in some of the background information that we leverage when we know things like, look, these are all-purpose vulnerabilities that people have across cultures. That these are ways in which you can activate those vulnerabilities. Because in a certain sense, that's what I'm talking about when I say trying to make sure that our machines are located in roughly like a moral space with us, right? So the bumping around is great, but as we have things that are doing more tasks for us, they've got to be able to navigate some of the purposes that are encoded in these tasks. And so what I want to, if nothing else, what I want to try to shift the goal when we think about ethics here is away from what's the things that we're summing, or are we multiplying, or and go more to like, how is it that we start to have some confidence that our machine is aware of the morally salient factors in an interaction. I want you to imagine yourself in some outdoor environment, and somebody comes up to you and does this. Can you tell me what they're doing? Just shout out what you think, what's happening.
Does it matter what's on their hands?
I don't know. You don't know, right? This is what's happening. What do you think?
Trying to stop you?
Stop. Good. I like that.
There's 5.
There's 5. Yeah, I like that.
Away.
What's that?
Go away.
Go away. Okay.
They're showing texture of the hand. Color texture of the hand.
Colors. Yeah. Yeah. So now what happens to you if we say you have the following belief? The swing set was recently painted. That's just a belief you have. It's a current. Then person comes up and shows you the hand. Now what happens? Right? Now you might say, hey, something needs to be done now, right? The kids are on the swing set. Like, oh my God, what's going on? I got to repaint the swing set. Or are the neighbor kids with them? I got to go out and do something. Okay, maybe it's not that. We're supposed to be at a fancy party in 15 minutes. That's the situation we're in. That's a belief I have. I know that. Now there might also be something to be done. I have to clean you up before we go. What's happening? Someone made chalk drawings on the neighbor's driveway. Now I know it was you who made chalk drawings on the neighbor's driveway, and now this is where information matters. What are my neighbors like? If I have good relationship with my neighbors and their kids draw on chalk on everybody's driveway all the time, then I'm just like, there's no decision that needs to be made. I've just learned a piece of information about the world, but that's all. If my neighbors are curmudgeonly old people who don't like people drawing chalk on their driveway, and this is my child who's drawn chalk on their driveway, then I have a decision to make. How do I get out of heat with my neighbor? What are the acts available to me to go diffuse this situation now, right? Should I go talk to them? Should we put you in witness relocation? What are the options that I have? And some are going to be better than others. What if it's that my belief is that person knows I like teal. And they're showing me teal. I like teal too. Right? Or they know I like to paint with chalk. I can modulate your perception of what happened and what the likely states of the world are going to be given what happened, and what you might want to do as a result of that by just toggling this one dimension, what the current belief state of your system is. If you saw Hidden Figures, you know, there's this amazing part of that movie where John Glenn wants this one particular woman to calculate his reentry trajectories. And it's like, look, you know, you wouldn't go to NASA now and be like, I want this really smart person to do that calculation. You'd be like, dude, no, like you need to have the machine do that. Right? And so it's like, you know, that's a life and death decision that we've pushed over to machines. It's automated all the time because they do it better than we do, but it's sort of invisible now because it's kind of in the background. And the interesting thing about that movie was at the transition from human computers to computers, you know, there was this sort of fuzzy, like, did we program it right? Is it gonna do it? You know, like, are the punch cards gonna get stuck?